Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk spey casting for trout, also known as trout spey. I've got a trout intruder that I tied up. I've got a pretty low winter conditions here. Stay tuned, we're going to show you how we're going to tackle this water. We've got low winter conditions here on the Kenai. I'm going to show you a little bit about how to adjust your cast in order to get the most out of, the line setup that you have on without having to switch all the time. Of course, it's always best to switch to the best appropriate line and sink tip for the situation. But if you got short time of the day, that kind of thing, you just want to get out and make a few casts, this is a good way to help alleviate some of the stress. You strip out your line as far as you want to shoot. You notice you get some coiling in this line. Make sure you take the time to stretch that out. That'll really assist with your casting. And another thing I like to do too is pinch that shooting line on the top of my rod when I cast. Thumb is going to be a lot stronger than a finger, so that's going to hold that line until you're ready to release it. Just another one of those tips. Feeling like I got a little too much weight as far as my head and my sink tip, but I'm adjusting with my casting angle. And sometimes a little bit of a belly in the line will speed it up, keep it up off the bottom. And then at the end here, I'm just going to do some short strips to bring this fly in. I'm going to extend my cast a little further. Make sure I stretch that line out. Here I'm going to try not to blow my anchor. I'm going to slow down just a little. I've got that nice 45-degree angle. I'm not mending it a whole lot. One quick tip on these inside slower runs here. As you notice it start to slow down, you can either mend downstream and get a little bit more speed out of it. If you're a little impatient like me, you can slowly strip your fly back to you about 6 inches at a time. Through the most, the skinniest part of the run right now, or the skinniest part of that swing. Not a bad idea to start stripping and get that fly out of there so it doesn't grind out. I'm going to stick to the same cast, same kind of idea here. And I'm in a spot where I know there's a lot of fish right here. I'm trying out a new trout intruder that I tied up the other day. You can see the video. I'll make a card for it right here, but it's just a great little trout swinging fly. It's a light fly, unweighted in this situation. If I had dumbbell eyes, I'd probably be grinding out, especially with this skagit fist line. But I'm just kind of working down this run here, just seeing if I can entice a fish to bite. And now that it's starting to slow down and get down below me at my a couple steps, and I'm going to strip nice and slow, like I'm basically just going to fish it back to myself. And you notice I'm not going crazy with my line management. There's not a whole lot of line here to manage, so I'm just kind of stripping it back and getting it in my thumb. Same cast, downstream parry poke. Kind of feel that rod load, and it's a powerful cast. Or hear that line grab or that click of the reel grab at the very end there. And there's a fish right there. Got him. And set that hook down and low, and low side hook pressure here. He's running right at me. You'll notice I do have gloves on. I'm going to make sure I take those off as I get ready to handle this fish. And it doesn't feel like any kind of, but we're just going to kind of keep that nice low side pressure. That's a nice rainbow, big red stripe on her here, and I'm kind of maintaining my ground here. She's coming right in. Beautiful fish, right on cue. And the way you land these Just kind of grab your line, keep them in the water as long as you can. I'm just going to go under her belly here and just give her a, kind of get my pinky behind her anal fins here. Pop that hook out. It is a barbless hook. She's a little skinny. There she is, and we're gonna let her go. Nice fish. I'll get my line back out there. A lot of times too, what I like to do, is another great tip, is I hook a fish. I like to get some landmarks, you know, see what trees I was standing by and maybe some landmarks across the river, maybe a rock, a dead tree, that kind of thing. Gives you an idea of, you know, if you had to chase a fish downriver, where you might come back to. There's another one. Ooh, that might have felt like a rock. So that's kind of the catch-22 with having heavier heads and sink tips. Once you get inside, you get a little bit of grinding on rocks. That's why I like this more downstream cast. Keep that almost like bellying downstream just a little bit, keeping some good speed, letting that current take it. Other than that, we're just gonna hang on and wait for those fish to grab. It's not always the best cast. It's not always the best sink tip or the best head. It's about fishing and making sure that I'm fishing the right way. And I think that's something that really doesn't get talked about a whole lot, is the fishing component of swinging, especially for trout. So another tip, just expand on, you know, where when I caught that fish, remembering the spot that I was at. That'll help with, you know, future fishing. So like for me, since I guide on this river and we do most of it from the boat, once I get the boat into a position where we get towards where I usually catch fish when I'm swinging, you know, that's when the bell starts going off in my head, like, oh, there's that tree. We're getting right on top of these fish, so we should hopefully catch one. So it's just good to get visual indicators on the river, especially if you only have a couple hours to fish.